Jacksonville's hometown credit union, and we've been helping people improve their lives and start businesses in this community for more than 85 years, longer than any other local institution. Like our name says, we work one-to-one with everyone, no matter their background, and we offer the best rates on loans and savings accounts, free debt counseling, plus no-cost financial planning. Learn more and join us at one-to-one-fcu.org, federally insured by NCUA.
Fenwick Home Services keeps you cool in June. Tune up your air conditioner for just $59 and get up to a pound of refrigerant for free. Plus, Fenwick's no breakdown guarantee covers your AC all summer. Count on your Fenwick pros to wear gloves and face masks on every visit and follow CDC guidelines. Hurry, this deal ends June 30th. Pick up the phone and call 660-0556 or visit FenwickHomeservices.com.
I'm Harvey Massey. Think about this for a moment. Pest control involves applying pesticides inside your home, whether needed or not. At Massey Services, we just don't do that. We prevent pests from getting inside your home, so we won't have to control them later. Why settle for pest control when you can trust Massey's pest prevention? It's guaranteed for your money back. Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
insurance company thinks they can hold you instead of paying a claim, we respectfully disagree. If you're hurt, call Barrett. We'll help you get the respect you deserve. Call 800-500-5555. Jackson.
At Casper Architects, we design buildings and interior spaces that contribute to the success of our clients and increase revenues. Our team of architects and interior designers blend creativity with technology to create excellent buildings and interior spaces. To see how our design can help your business, visit CasperArch.com. That's www.casperarch.com. Remember, Casper Architects is good design, and good design is good for your business.
The weather meter is brought to you by Beers Credits, where you can save 20% off store-wide during the summer super sale, July 16th to 19th. Weekdays from 5 to 9 a.m.
754 writing this morning in our local unit for COVID-19 testing. He's available at the Department of Health facility near UF Health in Springfield. Inside will operate from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. all this week. A closer look at the federal testing sites that are due to go online by midweek at WOKV.com. 754. Here's Ariel Wysocki and Jeremy Webb.
All right, let's get this. In the Illinois Auto Museum, there's no plans to remove bowling boosters hot rod despite the Confederate flag on top.
The Polo Auto Museum says the Gerald Lane car displayed there is part of history. You know, people of all races and nationalities enjoy the display because of the show and part of it. The car is reported to last from 1969 Dodge Charger used in the first season of the series.
We're getting a lot of reaction to this story on our WOKV Facebook page. And of course, WOKV's Dean and Miuccio reporting.
Meanwhile, parents and students will get the chance to see the comprehensive plan to be from Duval County Public Schools for safely getting back to the classroom.
The full plan is being rolled out today on the DCPS website, and Superintendent Dr. Diana Green tells us the plan has to be flexible because a lot can change in regards to the coronavirus.
They believe the balance that we have to strike is how can we get back to some sense of normalcy, but at the same time